This is video number 19 of my set of 31 videos for how to use a glucose meter as your personal fuel gauge. I am participating in a 30-day challenge with DataDriven fasting, something you can do for free or with a group for $37. Free using the links in the description box, joining the DataDriven fasting community and accessing all the free learning materials there, or as a paid challenge for $37 using the links to indicate the paid opportunities. So all that is in the description box. Yesterday's video, number 18, the description box isn't letting me load information in there, and I'm not sure why, but I'm hoping that today will be different. And in all my videos in this set of 31 videos, except for yesterday's, day 18, those videos are all loaded with links and resources and information to help teach you about anything I've mentioned in any of these videos in this 31 video set. I will put up a chart, an Excel chart that shows you an overview for all 30 days of this challenge. And today is day 18, and the topic for today is meal skipping versus delaying meals. As I look at the graphic for day 18 of meal skipping versus delaying meals, I realize I didn't do a good job of talking about identifying a main meal and explaining what that concept was. That was for the day 10 topic, and just to briefly explain that, you can call your main meal the meal you know you will eat every single day, and you can then treat other meals as discretionary meals, using your blood glucose to decide if you will eat them or not. And so with the main meal, you're going to eat it no matter what your blood sugar is, but you will keep your blood sugar in mind. And if your blood sugar is higher than your personal trigger, the best approach, so as to not load on more energy, fats or carbs that would raise your glucose more, you would prioritize protein and nutrients, which is lean meats and non-starchy fibrous vegetables. And then the other meals during the day, those would be the discretionary meals, and you would decide whether or not to eat those or just to have that main meal. But if you had just the main meal, then you're falling into the category of a 1 meal a day practice, OMAD, and it's very important at that point that that one meal would be loaded with as many nutrients and a high percentage of protein as you could manage. So that's challenging. And the idea of data-driven fasting is not to eat 1 meal a day. The goal is to eat 2 or 3 meals a day and have them be very nutritious, nutrient dense, protein focused meals. So sorry that I didn't cover that topic very well. Back to day 18, the idea of meal skipping versus delaying meals. When we first started data-driven fasting, the process of the 30-day challenge, it was more about delaying a little bit, waiting for your blood glucose to fall. And then as we work through the 30 days, we're trying to tweak things around so we can have kind of a meal routine that we would rely on day to day, a routine of 2 to 3 meals, and figuring out how to pull the levers of being able to dial up and down either fats or carbs to reach our goals of bringing our glucose into healthy ranges. In the Data-Driven Fasting Manual for day 18, it explains that meal skipping may follow one of the following scenarios. If you find your blood glucose is elevated before breakfast, then skip breakfast and don't test again until lunch. If you had a big breakfast and your blood glucose is still elevated midday, skip lunch and go to dinner. Wait until dinner. And if you had a big breakfast and lunch and your blood glucose is elevated at dinner time, then skip dinner. And it says your body likes routine and consistency. If your eating routine is regular, your lizard brain will remain asleep and happy to be fed regularly. And then there's a couple questions that you can ponder for yourself for the coming week, for the days ahead. What is your main meal that you will eat daily, regardless of what your blood glucose is? When are your discretionary meals, the meals that you will skip if your blood glucose is above your current trigger? And what typical mealtime best suits your routine or your family's routine? I'll throw in the exception of what do you do when you're out of routine, because that's my circumstance right now. I'm in Florida. I'm not in my home in Texas. I'm staying with one of our adult children and her family, and so I'm kind of following their routine. This morning we had a big Saturday morning breakfast, and now the parents are laying down taking a nap, and I'm out here on the porch trying to get this video done so I meet my daily video goal for myself. And I just tested my glucose and I'm 101. And that's the remnants of having this big breakfast that had both fats and carbs in it. So it's going to take a time for my glucose to go down. I'm not hungry, and so I am going to wait and see what happens, and if I get hungry later in the day. If I don't get hungry later in the day, I want to preemptively go ahead and eat lean protein and nutrients. Something is low in carbs and fats but still provides nutrition, so that's likely leafy greens. Maybe I'll turn to a Nucci green salad. I'll put up a picture of what that looks like, and I'll put the recipe for that and information about Nucci greens in the description box of the video. Probably I would have some berries so that I could enjoy some fruit as well, but berries are low sugar fruit. So I would do that because I still want to get in nutrition, but I don't want to add in a lot of energy in the form of fats and carbs. Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. That's what's important. I want to enjoy my food, but I also want to make sure that it nourishes my body. Nutrition. So I am putting up a post that came off from the Facebook group that's open to the public, one of Marty's groups, his Data-Driven Fasting group, and he says that for the past 6 years, he's been on a mission to make nutrient density and satiety as simple as possible to empower optimizers to identify foods and meals that align with their context, preference, and goals. To bring it all together, we've combined our 3 most powerful nutritional scoring systems into one chart. I will link that article and that chart in the description box of this video. And it's just another great educational tool that Marty has provided for us in the Optimizing Nutrition community, which is free. I was in the Data-Driven Fasting Off Facebook community this morning, and I was reading through the most current posts, and a lady shared a post about herself where she was featured in a Diet Doctor article. And she is one of our optimizers, and she told her story about having been keto for a while, low carb for a while, and then finding Marty's group and using data-driven fasting. And I'm going to share her story here, putting up a picture of her now so you can see her before and after. And then there will be a link to be able to read her story and hear from her what she did and how her health has changed because she was using her glucose meter as a fuel gauge. So that will be the end of today's video number 19 of my set of 31 videos, and I will hopefully be back again tomorrow to make video number 20. But thank you for watching this video.